From a billion-dollar streaming fraud hidden behind hit songs, to Hollywood's family man accused of predatory behavior. Hi, I'm Cartor Raay, starting with David Anthony Burke, the indie artist whose poetic lyrics about decay became evidence in a murder investigation.
Culture was a big part of my life, and it's the reason that I make the music that I make, and I basically write a poem every day.
David built his career on vulnerability. His melancholic tracks resonated with millions. At just 20, he was rising fast with a future that looked limitless. But on September 8, 2025, when police opened the front trunk of his impounded Tesla in West Hollywood, they found something that would end his career instantly: the body of his 14-year-old girlfriend, Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
When police found the badly decomposed remains of Celeste Rivas Hernandez in the trunk of her rich boyfriend's Tesla, it kicked off a spiraling mystery.
Celeste had been missing since April 4th, 2024, from Lake Elsinore, California. For 17 months, her family searched while David continued performing, recording, touring like nothing had happened. According to TMZ, authorities reported her remains showed advanced post-mortem changes, with indications they may have been exposed to extreme cold. Investigators also confirmed evidence of deliberate disassembly. The Tesla had been left on a Hollywood street for more than 72 hours before being towed on September 5th. 3 days later, the discovery was made. David canceled his tour without explanation. His last Instagram post remains dated September 7th, 2025. But the internet doesn't forget. Streams of David with Celeste started resurfacing.
He trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's
bye.
been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything.
When police executed a search warrant at his Hollywood Hills rental, they found a chainsaw and a burn cage incinerator, both unused. Private investigator Steve Fisher described it as an item you would expect to find on a farm rather than in a home in the Hollywood Hills. Prosecutors believe these items represent a plan that got upended. By December 2025, a grand jury had been convened. David's former manager, Robert Morgenroth, testified over several consecutive days. Sources say prosecutors repeatedly pressed him on the same question: why didn't he contact police? According to those familiar with the testimony, Morgenroth said his responsibility was to keep the tour running, not to alert authorities. As of January 2026, David has not been formally charged. However, prosecutors are continuing to pursue a case, and an indictment is said to be imminent. The music industry moved quickly. EA Sports pulled his tracks from Madden NFL 26. His songs vanished from video game soundtracks. The artist who once filled streaming playlists is now being erased. And the question remains: how does someone continue performing, living normally, while a body allegedly sits in their car? But if David's silence raises questions, Will Smith's lawsuit revealed answers nobody wanted to hear.
Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was, because it's already a legal issue right now.
On January 2nd, 2026, Brian King Joseph, a professional violinist hired for Smith's Based on a True Story 2025 tour, filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court that shattered the Fresh Prince's carefully built image. He accused Smith of sexual harassment, grooming band wrongful termination. The complaint says Smith developed an unusually personal relationship with Joseph, at one point telling him, "We have such a connection I don't have with anyone else." In March 2025, when Brian returned to his hotel room in Las Vegas during tour, he found a handwritten note: "Brian, I'll be back, just us," with a drawn heart and signed Stone F. There were wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, an earring, and hospital discharge paperwork. Joseph also found a bottle of HIV medication labeled with another person's name. The lawsuit characterized this as evidence of a of violence. Joseph reported everything immediately to hotel security, then to local police, and later to Smith's management team. According to the filing, a member of tour management who allegedly told Joseph, "I don't know. You tell me, because everyone is telling me that what happened to you is a lie, nothing happened, and you made the whole thing up. So tell me, why did you lie and make this up?" And days later, Joseph was fired.
But he claims that he was then shamed by Will Smith's management team, accused of lying, and he says he was then fired, and then shortly after he was fired, they said They were going in a different direction, but then they ended up hiring another violinist. So
Will Smith's attorney called the allegations false, baseless, and reckless, promising to use all legal means available to fight the claims. But by then, the lawsuit had already been filed and the details were public, putting the Fresh Prince's image under its most serious strain yet. While Smith's team denied allegations, Drake's hypocrisy became impossible to ignore. In 2025, Drake found himself dealing with two very different problems at the same time. That January, he sued Universal Music Group, claiming the label defamed him by promoting Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us.
Drake alleges that UMG intentionally published and promoted Not Like Us while knowing that the song's insinuations that he has relations with minors were false and defamatory.
In the lawsuit, Drake accused UMG of deliberately pushing the song through what he described as a coordinated campaign, including the use of bots and other fraudulent tactics to make it go viral. On October 9th, 2025, a federal judge dismissed the case, ruling that Kendrick's lyrics were non-actionable opinion and that Drake's claims relied on unreliable online commentary. Drake's attorney fired back. UMG wants to pretend that this is about a rap battle in order to distract its shareholders, artists, and the public from a simple truth. A greedy company is finally being held responsible for profiting from dangerous misinformation. Drake appealed the dismissal, and the matter is now pending on appeal. But then came December 31st, 2025. A new lawsuit was filed, but this time with Drake on the other side of it.
Drake and Stake, the online platform, along with others, including streamer Aiden Ross, are being sued in a federal class action RICO.
The complaint accused Drake of using the online platform Stake to help finance artificial streaming activity on Spotify. According to the filing, Drake signed a $100 million per year endorsement deal with Stake in 2022 and used the platform's tipping feature to move money to George Nguyen, an Australian national alleged to run bot farms. The lawsuit claims these bots generated fake streams of Drake's music, artificially boosting play counts, manipulating Spotify's algorithms, and pushing out legitimate artists. The filing estimates that roughly 37 billion streams were fraudulent between January 2022 and September 2025. Drake had accused Universal Music Group of using bots to push Kendrick Lamar's song. Now he was accused of doing the same thing for his own catalog. Drake has not responded publicly to the lawsuit, and his team has declined comment. And while Drake fights legal battles from a distance, Chris Brown's case brought him face-to-face with the UK justice system. On February 19th, 2023, an altercation broke out at Tape nightclub in London's Mayfair district between Chris Brown and music producer Abraham Diao. Diao later said Brown attacked him with a tequila bottle, striking him multiple times before stomping on him, leaving him with head injuries that have lasted since.
Certain things or decisions that I made, I wouldn't have thought that would have been in my character.
Are there a lot of snakes pulling at you?
It's always gonna be snakes, man. Snakes everywhere.
Nearly 2 years later, in the early hours of May 15th, 2025, Brown was arrested at the Lowry Hotel in Manchester. He had been in the UK to launch his Breezy Bowl XX World Tour, marking 20 years in music. Instead, he was taken into custody.
And Grammy-winning singer Chris Brown is facing serious legal trouble overseas. A UK judge just ordered the 36-year-old to stay in British custody on a charge of causing grievous bodily harm.
Bail was initially denied, but on May 21st, after nearly a week behind bars, Chris Brown was released on £5 million bail, roughly $6.7 million. His first public statement came hours later, posted to Instagram's story, "From the cage to the stage, Breezy Bowl." The message was bold, even celebratory, as if the arrest were just another hurdle, but the legal battle was far from over. On June 19th, 2025, Chris Brown pleaded not guilty at Southwark Crown Court in London. A few months later, in October, Abraham Diao filed a £12 million civil lawsuit, about $16 million, detailing the alleged attack and claiming serious and permanent emotional distress and trauma. The trial is set for October 26, 2026. Until then, Chris Brown remains on bail, touring and performing, while his alleged victim waits for justice. But at least Brown's case involved actual charges. Rod Wave's Grammy nomination came with mugshots instead of celebration.
New today, well-known rapper Rod Wave was arrested in Atlanta Friday on
and weapons charges.
On November 7th, 2025, it should have been one of the best days of Rod Wave's career. He just received his first Grammy nomination, a milestone most artists spend their entire lives chasing. Instead, he spent that day behind bars. This wasn't his first time. Just 6 months earlier, in May 2025, he'd been arrested on 13 separate charges, including aggravated assault. His legal team called the November arrest quota-driven and incomprehensible, claiming Rod Wave was actually a victim of burglary and had committed no crimes. But the pattern was undeniable. The Shade Room's Instagram post about his arrest generated over thousands of comments. The disconnect was hard to ignore. Rod Wave's music is emotional and honest, full of pain, struggle, and growth. That's the side of him everyone knows. But off the mic, authenticity looked like repeated arrests, weapons charges, and a Grammy nomination overshadowed by mugshots. While Rod Wave's Grammy moment was overshadowed by mugshots, Bad Bunny's Super Bowl announcement sparked a different kind of controversy. In late September 2025, the NFL announced that Bad Bunny, the Puerto Rican reggaeton superstar, would headline Super Bowl LX on February 8th, 2026 at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara in California.
Well, there it is. It's official. Puerto Rico's finest, Bad Bunny, will be the Apple Music Super Bowl 60 halftime show in February.
The reaction wasn't focused on his music, it was all about his identity. Conservative figures and MAGA supporters quickly launched campaigns against his selection, voicing their concerns loud and clear. Bad Bunny performs mostly in Spanish, not English. He's been a vocal critic of Donald Trump and his policies. He's an outspoken advocate for immigrant rights, and once skipped U.S. tour dates because of concerns over ICE. Corey Lewandowski, a senior advisor in the Trump administration, appeared on Benny Johnson's podcast and suggested ICE could be present at the Super Bowl to detain undocumented immigrants.
For the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show?
Benny, there is nowhere that you can provide safe haven to people who are in this country illegally. Not the Super Bowl and nowhere else.
Petitions soon appeared on change.org, some calling for Bad Bunny's removal, others celebrating his selection as a win for diversity. The pushback had nothing to do with how he performs. It's centered on language, politics, and identity, and on who people think belongs on that stage. The NFL didn't back down. Bad Bunny remained the headliner. Still, the reaction made one thing obvious. For some, his presence alone was seen as a threat.